And I think thanks to Donald Trump, he has literally shaken up the world.
We don't have a choice as far as AI is concerned.
Okay.
It's definitely going to come in. And it will come in a very big way.
Coming back to IIL, you've been contributing, and what were the subjects you were delivering lectures on, and how was your experience in dealing with the students? And
I've been three subjects. One was Introduction to Shipping, Dry Cargo Chartering, and Liner Trade. So all these are subjects which are both using my 40 plus years of experience
close to your
and
heart.
straight delivering it in the lecture. What I found was, I must first say a few great things about IIL. One is the way you have got a diversity of students,
Okay.
the way you've picked and chosen students also who have industry knowledge.
Okay.
So they have a starting point which is further ahead than some of the others. The ease of communicating many things amongst the students, which has become very easy for them to get attached to the class. Otherwise, each person looks at it as something which is compulsory for so much of attendance, so much of listening that I have to do, and so much of passing marks. But the way it has been done is very, very good.
Okay.
And I've been here with this organization from your earlier environment to here, to where you are today in Egmore. And I must say, this is honestly very professional.
Okay.
It's being conducted very professionally. There is a lot of very good working practices over here in terms of time management, in terms of personal management, in terms of the infrastructure which has been given, the ease of communication for any new idea which has to be accepted by the management. These are all very important stepping stones to seeing the future growth of any organization. So that is where the organization also gets the best out of the faculties. And faculties don't come here just for the sake of a lecture or anything. There is a bonding which is
bonding.
So that is a very good thing which has already started. It's probably less than a year since it has been started here, but there is a lot of gathering of interest of the students into extracurricular activities, whether it is in terms of functions happening over here, festival celebrations, so you bring them together, cultures are all respected and celebrated. The visits which are to the ports and other industrial visits, they are well coordinated. The areas where I see is for the future improvement is, one is for anything which is being done, we need to have a little bit more of probably training for the students, so they are completely latched on to classes. I know I might, with my background, be thinking of more discipline of the way it was, because it's 40 years back, which is a very different era.
Come from a merchant navy, I know which angle you're coming from. But for a shore student doing a UG program or a PG, to have merchant navy discipline,
out of question,
is
totally out
but
of
there
question.
are few.
There are few. There are. I do agree with you, because there are some of them who are so passionate that they have never let. In fact, till date, I do have them contacting me, sending certain formats where they want me to get my response. There are some of them who have clarifications to come back and say, practically, how would we sort out these kind of problems? So it's very, very encouraging for me also that the 2 bits which was delivered has ingrained in their mind that there is somebody whom there's a go-to person, there's an opportunity you can ask them, and the doors are open with very free communication. So that is one of the things which I see. Besides that, the other thing which I see is you have also opened a number of new subjects. So that is good, because under one roof, everybody gets to study what they wish. And it's not that you have only a handful of choices from where you have to find out what suits you and then somehow you adjust yourself to it. You don't have to do that. So that's very, very good. And in logistics, I think you have covered such a wide range of subjects. More and more you're getting people with industrial background with so much of experience. So end of the day, it's not what is taught here, but who passes out should be industry ready. And that is what would be the requirement. When I was with DP World, I've interviewed so many of the students when they come in. And when they finish the 2 and 3 months, it's also my duty to know what they are going out. They're passing out of those 3 months with what kind of knowledge or what kind of hands-on experience that they've had. And wherever I felt that there was something which was deficient is where I thought I must supplement it by taking classes here. So that's why, and every class should be such that the student feels that he's going to miss out something, and it's not that he has to take off his attendance.
No, honestly, I must take this opportunity to thank you and the industry and all my contemporaries, seniors, juniors, and friends from the industry. Without their support, I'll not be able to send them for the internships, and we have the database. So somebody said in this thing that if you ask for something, the world may not give you, but if you ask for somebody else, they'll give you. So you can. So I said, I don't want anything. Can you please, Anna? Then I get that my goodwill, because anyway, I got all this goodwill, and whatever I've reasonably have contacts, all this network is from Tamil Nadu, Chennai. True. So Chennai is kind of for me.
But you built enormous goodwill. I must compliment you about it.
No, because I'm asking for others.
It's not like that.
No,
but
I wanted, because Tamil Nadu gave me, Venki, wherever I am, so-called title, they say, okay, you're master mariner, captain. And I had some wonderful faculty like Captain A.K. Prasad, Captain Krishnan, Captain Manavalan, Captain Somasundaram, in NIPM, National Support Manager. So always felt that somehow I want to give it back. No, what is how do I do it? So that used to bother me when I was working in night shifts and all in terminal. Next, what should we do? How do we give it back to society? That was my major kind of a thought process. Once it came, I could not stop. I was working inside, but it's fully credited to the industry. Now I'm on a medium, maybe, since there should be, I'm like internet or a wire or a connection in between that.
Being very humble.
Connecting. No, we have to connect. So because true. Nothing, knowledge, I feel knowledge should be democratized. Knowledge just to flow seamlessly, and then only our country will grow. And so we are looking at now 2047, Modi ji says $30 trillion economy, and now within few years we'll be at this $8 trillion economy. So we also have to contribute some part of it. So
every one of us has. And with this kind of leadership in the country, which has never been seen,
never ever,
it infuses a lot of responsibility on every citizen, that whatever he can. Absolutely. It's never been felt the way it is this way. And the dynamicity of his leadership makes so much of energy in every individual that he is forced to think what he can contribute. His 2 bits has to be contributed, he must do it. That is one. Integrity, cleanliness, digital era that we are stepping into, going and looking at the future, making it one world, which is one family. These are all concepts which are all, it would have been considered utopian. But today it's so realistic. And we are seeing the fruits of it, that there is so much of respect for every Indian when he steps into any foreign country, never ever like before. We're proud of it, very, very proud of it.
For the sake of our students and audience who are saying, the first doubt anybody asks is, if I come into logistics industry, would I get a job? Would I have a career? So what would be your comments on that?
I've always told students when I start off a few things in the first day of the class, and I would love to say it again over here. Do not chase money. Chase your job with passion, so that people look for you. And that only goes by one thing. If you're so passionate and you learn your job well, you do your job well, people are watching. They will never say that, I need 4 people for so-and-so positions. They will pick and choose and ask for you. That is when you know that you have a value. And that is what we have to target. Take what you do, take it very seriously. When you want to enjoy, party time is party time. But when you're serious about it, do it. Do it with your heart, soul, like there is a no tomorrow. And you will find that you get the benefit out of it. It'll look like luck is favoring you, but it's only your effort which has made the difference. That whatever you do, there will be people to support you also. And then it becomes much easier. So it becomes a 2 and 2, 22 instead of the standard beaten path. So people must do it with a passion. So that is one thing. The other thing is, do not be choosy about opportunities. Wherever it comes, just take it. And when people know that you have this attitude which is so positive, they would love to have you on board rather than looking for a common pool from which they have to pick out.
True. So, what will be your comments for students, like somebody who has aspirations to have overseas career? I want to go abroad. Do you think logistics gives people to have an overseas career?
Definitely. But I always say one thing, like how we were trained. The best training you get is in India, because the training in India is tough. The toughest way.
Business in India is tough.
The competition is very high. It's a rat race.
Confusion is high.
The confusion is high.
Corruption is high.
Corruption is high. The level of variability, unpredictability is also high. And many things keep happening, changing without being announced. There's not too much of a structure. We're trying to structurize our systems, but it'll take quite some time before we get there. All this only adds to your flexibility. And that is what everybody wants to know, that you are the person who is going to deliver the results, irrespective of the variations in the environment which you work in. And once it is known, it is very easy to get a stepping stone somewhere and then look for opportunities. And I would think it's a very positive way, as much as I should think it is only others. But even me, when I mentioned it earlier in this chat, I look for an opportunity abroad because I want to see what the other flavor was also. Similar to that, everybody should have it. And there are so many of us from the wonderful training institution of ours called CCTL. Many people have gone abroad. Many people are placed in very good positions in different parts of the world. And they were trained, groomed, they were nurtured, they were marinated in the soil of Chennai Container Terminal. Very a matter of pride for all of us.
So there are opportunities, overseas opportunities if they want to wish, but they should have that capabilities and caliber to reach overseas markets.
True.
That will come so.
And that is here. This is India is the best training ground.
True.
That is why we are in demand, whether it is in the field of AI or it is in biomedical field or it is in lawyers. They are all over the world. So that is what we should look even in terms of logistics. It's just the same rule application where you have your background, your training, your alignment to global methods right over here. And then you're set to take off.
And I think thanks to Donald Trump, he has literally shaken up the world with all his tariff wars and everything. And now India is becoming the hub for the supply chain. And we have signed many trade deals with New Zealand and European Union, UK, and Canada is in pipeline. And Far East, I think we signed with Japan recently. So about 7 trade deals have been concluded. And
very true.
So this will add a lot of value to logistics industry.
Phenomenal value. And as I said, people who are now in India will be seeing a diversity of application of rules, diversity of cargoes and diversion of cargoes between what it was earlier to what it is now in the new markets which are beneficial to the Indian exporters. So this experience doesn't come just through a book. It comes only by hands-on, seeing it and knowing what the implications. It makes a different personality out of you. So that's where
the tariff coming down to 18% from 50 US tariffs on India. So now I think slowly, iPhone has set up manufacturing in India now. I think largest iPhones are going
right here.
So do you see the possibility of manufacturing shifting from China a little bit here and there to India?
For sure, the shifting of manufacturing will happen in India. We are already progressing on that. But there are a number of other factors which make a difference to the speed at which we are able to fight this race. This race is, let's understand that if we think that we are so many years, I don't want to put a number to it, though of course people are aware of it, but we are quite many years behind, be it in the shipbuilding industry, in technology, in so many things.
Why do you think it's because we are democracy? China is not democratic approach. China are more of communism.
Democracy is one of the fundamentals, which is the slowing process. And democracy is where we have questions which are being asked for any and everything, how irrespective of how irreasonable, because it's a democracy, you have a right to ask the question. And that is what is slowing us down. The other factor is, that is, I would say, the mother of all issues. And then comes corruption. It's not that you don't have corruption in other forms. You do have corruption also. But here it could be at every and any level. And after some time, there are managers or there are owners who say that in a way it is better because there is a commitment which makes the system work faster. And once you get used to it, you don't see anything wrong in it. But then it just keeps going up. Then after, the level of corruption also has to go up because you have inflation. So even corruption has to be inflated. So that is the sad part of it which is killing us.
Also, I think the judicial delays, judiciary in delivering justice, enforcement of contracts. In India, enforcement of contracts is a grey area, weak area.
Very true.
Suits proceed for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Our judicial infrastructure is limited. So we think our judicial delays are also adding to the bane of slowing down.
I don't think there's anything that I could comment about it, except to say that today, I think I read somewhere that it'll take, if we finish the existing backlog of cases, it'll take 300 years. So that is to finish what is there till today. But in 300 years,
without
how much
filings, more? Without new filings.
Without new filings. So if we look at that statistics, staggering. So what are we trying to say? One is the number of judges have to be more, or the way in which we are mitigating cases has to be much faster. If we keep having adjournments, because that is probably the easiest, it's just the parkalam way of saying, we will see tomorrow. And you push the entire judgment and it keeps getting pushed. Finally, we are only going to land up with more and more, and justice delayed is justice denied. Fact, if you were to do it like that, the country will only keep deteriorating.
New CJI, Suryakant Pandaji is saying, justice delayed is justice destroyed. That is the new version he is coming up with. And just to give you the hint on this, about 6 crores, so let's say 60 million cases are pending across the board today as on date.
Oh, 60 million, yeah.
So about 6 crore cases. And every high court we are running short of judges.
Running short of judges?
The rate of judges retirement is more than the rate of inducting judges.
Somewhere it gives me a feeling that there could be something related to corruption. The more you delay it, the more it makes people restless. The more you are restless, you want to find some odd way of just closing it out. So that promotes corruption, and that is not the way out.
To be honest, judiciary is improving, but in a very small way, because the quality of judges is improving. Earlier, it was not like that, but today the quality of what I see, especially Madras High Court and what I experienced in Gujarat High Court, I promised a client, that we will take up a matter on Shivratri, arrest of a vessel, one pilot's hand injury and all that. Seeing the calendar of Madras High Court, Madras High Court is not on holiday on a Shivratri. Okay. So I made a mistake. I thought Gujarat High Court also is working. Oh, okay. But actually Gujarat High Court is on a holiday on Shivratri. Okay. But trust me, Captain, they've opened the court for hearing the this matter. Oh. Only for one matter. Our matter. I was shocked because I'm new. I'm just 10 years into the...
Was it conclusive or?
It was conclusive.
It was conclusive. Then it is amazing. It is to be appreciated.
They have opened the court and passed orders. Orders were in hand. They've communicated orders to customs and port saying vessel is arrested. It should not be allowed to move.
Very nice. Very encouraging.
And we got a pilot got about 3.5 crores compensation. Okay. So it's improving. I'm seeing some great judges are...
Yeah, there is no doubt about that. But then when we look at what is the target versus where we are, that gap is too much.
The run rate is poor.
Run rate is very, very low. And the second thing is also, we are not looking at measures by which we talk of something being very energetic and different from before, so that we are able to increase the number of judges or change the ways in which the judgments are being passed so that it's faster. That is most important. Then only you can catch up with it.
No. With now 1996 Arbitration Act has come into play. We are signatories to that and now passed that legislation, and alternate dispute resolution ADR is slowly picking up. Okay. Multinational companies, big companies, they're having arbitration clause in their agreements. And so first let us fight away from the courts. If we still don't find a solution, then
arbitration is becoming more popular.
Slowly more popular. Captain Venkatesh, you have been seeing and I think experiencing this introduction of artificial intelligence, replacing SaaS, software as a service, and the technology amalgamation into logistics. So what is your take? How the technology is going to change our logistics ambience?
We don't have a choice as far as AI is concerned. Okay. It's definitely going to come in. And it will come in a very big way. Much more, the best part of it is, I feel, with AI, there is going to be identification of faults much earlier so that they can be corrected rather than going through a full error process and then corrective action being taken. The second thing is, it will definitely reduce the number of jobs which are being done because there's more automation in the system. But one important driver in shipping is it is driven by the man. There are a number of things which are uncertain, unpredictable, because you're dealing with forces. One is different nationalities, elements of weather, geopolitics changing, and each person's perception is different for different countries. So that definitely needs human intervention. So the level at which it's going to become obsolescent is going to be much later. Obsolete will not be the word for shipping or for logistics now. But automation and the power of AI is going to come very fast. Okay. And that will only be more to advantage than to the disadvantage. That's how I look at it. But having said that, AI, I know, is coming at a speed which is lesser than where it is in many other forms of technology compared to shipping. But shipping, in pure shipping, it is coming fast. But logistics may take more time because logistics, you have different strata at which people are working. So adapting to AI will also take a little more time. So I think that run rate is less. We have an advantage. So more people can get employed, more people can seek jobs and get experience before they have to adapt themselves or embrace whatever are the futures of AI which are presented to them.
I keep hearing this GDP, 13% of the GDP is the sector, logistics sector size, and different numbers. Some say 15%. It keeps.
It also came down to a single digit.
Now, I mean, they want to reduce the cost of logistics to 9% or 8% because Europe is at some 8 to 9% and things like that. I mean, since we both are from hardcore shipping and logistics, I mean, which are the areas we can reduce other than corruption, all the speed money with customs and all these things? Other than that, which are the areas do you think, of course, having good highways, where are the areas we can reduce cost of logistics? Fuel cost is going high.
Fuel will be very difficult to control.
It's not in our hands.
It's not in our hands. Of course, we are trying to go more and more green. So that is also going to reduce the cost of fuel which is being consumed. But having said that, when you look at logistics, for the cost to come down, we talk about ease of doing business. So one is, a lot of effort is being put in digitizing systems. So there is a lot of transparency, quick accessibility, reducing transaction times. That is one advantage. But the basis of corruption can be a killer. Whatever is done can be undone by corruption. So that has to reduce. Infrastructure is definitely being developed in a very big way. But having said that, infrastructure, though it is being developed, we also see that many areas it is being projected as being developed more than what it actually is at the ground level. So it's more than what it was. Definitely there is no comparison. And with Sagarmala, Bharatmala, these are all important initiatives which have been taken.
Quadrilateral.
Golden quadrilateral. So that comes in the Bharatmala. And the Sagarmala is making a link of all the ports and port-driven business and economy, which is very, very useful in economic.
They want the industries to be on the coastal region.
On the coastal region. So the cost of logistics also. But when you do one, it could be a deterrent to the other. If you have too many ports, there can be too much of competition between them. And you have not yet got that much of infrastructure or that much of cargo which is inland for it to support the size of the investment of each of the ports. So it might take more time trying to do. So amongst these, there are few which, especially the infrastructure, which can make a difference. Then converting also from road to rail, road to sea, which can also reduce the cost. So conglomeration of whatever is the cargo must be first seen. Once that is done, brought into particular sectors which can be converted from road, that will make a lot of difference in reducing the logistics costs.
Recently, I heard some near Indira Island or something in in Bay of Bengal, they're coming out with a terminal, huge container tranship. Have you heard about that? In Andaman, near Andaman?
Yeah, of course. That is Galatia Bay. That is a very big project going. There is much of debate going on about the Galatia Bay project. There are 4 important developments that they are looking. One is for energy, one is for as an airway hub, as a sea hub, as a transshipment hub, as well as the 4th one is as a strategic naval base. So this was all conceived. Earlier, I worked also on a project which was in Sabang after I finished my tenure and I moved out of DP World. In developing a small island in Indonesia. But that island, though it has been developed to some extent, it has not yet taken off. And there is a direct competition here with Galatia Bay. Galatia Bay concept is good, I think more theoretical than practical to speak, because there are many other forces. First of all, how the ecosystem will work, how the existing tribes will be taken care of, because they have been working for many, they have been living over there for centuries. Now trying to satiate their needs will be very, very difficult. So all put together, this is in the news and there is a lot of thrust from the government, but I think I would reserve my comments about talking of its progress or how much I feel it would be a success in the final project.
The transshipment, they want to do it as transshipment.
As a transshipment hub, yes. It's a 4 million transshipment, 75,000 crores I think is the allocation for this project. And it is seen as something which is going to be a complete turnaround for business and strategies of for India itself. But there are many challenges which are already being seen. There are reports which have been sent to the government. Anyway, they may have to take a second thought on how successful it can be in terms of implementation.
Good. As we come to a conclusion, Captain Venkatesh, if you have to give 3 points of 3-pointed advice to the students who want to succeed in their life, in general, in common, 3 Gayatri mantras or 3 mantras, what will be the 3 advices you want our audience to know?
First, I was always saying, hopefully everybody has the right attitude. Then chase knowledge and gain whatever experience you can.
So that's the first. Attitude, gain knowledge.
As much knowledge you can, get the knowledge and experience that you. For that, you have to keep your doors and your minds open to taking on whatever comes and not be selective. Either in terms of location, many of us our heart is in one place and we don't want to move out. And the second is also looking at what kind of job. Sometimes you have to change your trade from one to the other, but that can still be done. So that's the first thing that I would always say. The second thing is, as you are rising up the ladder, be ready for surprises. And you should be able to take on stress by planning before. Many times we get stressed because things which come at us are in an unplanned fashion. And as you're rising up the ladder, you have to cushion the stress and not pass it down.
Correct.
Some leaders have the habit of taking stress and passing it down, which is a very poor wearing quality or a working quality. So you have to get ready to take it on.
The more you plan, the less the stress.
The lesser the stress. And the third is, when you think of your growth, you must think of everyone's growth. Then you will have everybody growing, everybody seeing light at the end of the tunnel, and what is there for me, what is my success in all this will come automatically, and they will only be supporting you when you're a leader in an organization. If you can keep these three in your mind, you can always keep growing, and there is no stopping. And there is no age for stopping your knowledge or your experience. Let it keep growing. Let it always be like a flame, like a Amar Jyoti.
Okay, and a quick rapid fire on a personal note. I heard your sons are techies. You have two sons, blessed with two sons, and both are techies.
Yeah.
So technology background. Okay. So what is your favorite weekend hobby? What do you do?
Weekend hobby, mainly I would say reading.
Oh, okay, reading.
I like to do a lot of indiscriminate reading and a lot into logistics itself and into shipping. That is one. And the second is as much as I can exercise.
Okay.
Whether it is in terms of cycling or it is gym or it is yoga, walking. I love to do it on a daily basis. But if I get extra time, I would love to, because as time is passing, you find that that is one aspect which tends to give surprises. So the more you're prepared for it, the lesser surprises I look at it.
What are recent movies you watched?
I hardly watch movies, but more on OTT.
Okay.
So there was one by the name of Sarva Maya.
Okay, Sarva
Maya. I really liked it. Malayalam movie.
Okay.
Very interesting. Slightly.
Yeah, I heard hero is atheist and then he's.
Yeah, that's right. Like that, and it was a very interesting theme.
Today, when I go back, I will see that.
You must see it. Yes. I like movies to be light. I don't want them to be very heavy. But that was a very nice theme, and it did stay at the back of my mind.
Your favorite food?
Vegetarian food. Anything vegetarian.
Something. You need to pick one. Something. For me, it is Pongal Vada all time. Anytime you give me Pongal Vada, I can.
Mysore masala dosa.
Oh, Mysore masala dosa.
Yeah, because the sambar comes a little sweet, and I have a sweet tooth.
Favorite drink?
Vodka. Screwdriver.
And you would have traveled extensively in your last 36 to 40 years of a shipping and logistics career, both as a mariner, as a senior executive ashore. If you can name three places. Of course, India is beautiful, our place, but outside India, what are your three favorite places?
Number one, Rio de Janeiro.
Oh, straight away number one is Brazil.
Number one, okay. Because I've spent extensive years around the coast, working on tankers around the coast on Petrobras charters. In and around Brazil.
Brazil was a discharge port.
Loading and discharging.
Both
loading and discharging, because when you do loading and discharging, you get an experience of everything over there. I've done it from the oil fields, I've done it, and my last experience was, before I quit sea, was 3 voyages into the Amazon River. So 900 miles on loader tankers through Amazon River was a very, very different. So Manaus was also one of the favorite, which was the earlier capital before Brasilia, because that is right in the heart of South America, and that you've done on a ship. So the first one, as I told you, is Rio de Janeiro. The second, so to say, will be San Francisco.
Okay.
Yeah, which I visited recently when I went to for my son's graduation.
Okay.
And third, I would say, is Dubai.
I was waiting for that.
Because Dubai is a little too common, so I would say. But it's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place. It's like living in India, in a very well-disciplined, organized India.
If I say this, Captain Venkatesh, our Indian students or Indian female students, they're more secured in Dubai than India?
Yes.
You agree with me?
Yes, I will fully agree with you. You have ladies skimpily dressed and they still move around at any part of the night without any worry.
Full security.
That's how it should be.
It should be.
You should not have a worry at all, and there's no reason for anybody to ogle at
anyone. In India, it's still not India.
Yeah, not yet. Though to some extent, we are also not bad, and especially I would say South India is much safer than other parts of the country, especially Tamil Nadu. But even then, you have to be a little careful.
Relatively, Dubai is safer.
Is much.
A lot of female students, they feel that going overseas, safety issues come for the parents first. So I always used to promote saying, though Dubai is our overseas friend, but the reality is the security for the people are more.
Very true. That I'll fully endorse that view. Sure.
Good, Captain Venkatesh. It is really nice to have a
pleasure.
Nice afternoon chat with you. I think we never happened to sit like this, and
we've never had a chat like this in so many years.
Thanks to Ramya for organizing this.
Yeah, I must thank Ramya for thinking of this theme. And
so any parting note from your side? A parting note with for IIL
parting
students,
note,
IIL
I would say IIL is rising high.
Okay.
And the trajectory today looks unstoppable. Please keep it the same way.
Okay.
And more beans and more energy to making it to the top-notch institution in the world.
Thank you so much. So friends, this is not the end of the conversation with Captain Venkatesh. We'll again come back. We'll catch him, and maybe in a few months back to get to sit with him, round 2 of our chat with him on this. I hope you guys have enjoyed this conversation, and looking forward to coming back with another legend and another professional very soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Captain PK. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.